So defensively, at the start of the year, this was one of the best teams in the field in baseball. I think it was 3 errors in their first 18 games. Completely different since. They've got 22 errors in the last 28 games now. What's happening with this team defensively?
Well, I think a lot of it's just been not having the guys on the field together a lot until recently. Stephen Drew was out at the beginning of the year, and then he missed a little time with a back injury. There's just been some different things that have happened that have led to the defensive problems. And Will Middlebrooks clearly has not played as well defensively as the Red Sox had hoped, or as he's hoped. He's been out early on the field during this road trip, taking some extra ground balls, trying to improve on that. Dustin Pedroia, I think, has played Gold Glove caliber defense, and Mike Napoli has been a lot better than people expected, given his relative lack of experience at first base. Stephen Drew only has 1 error so far. He's been very good, too. There's been some mistakes in the outfield. There's been a few mistakes at third base. Siriaco, when he's filled in, has committed 6 of those errors. So it's been a combination of things. But I think overall, when you look at their defense in the infield, especially Pedroia and Napoli and Drew, it's been about what you hoped, and now Middlebrooks has to catch up to those 3 guys.
So you brought up Siriaco, and to circle back to Iglesias, we've always said Iglesias is better off playing every day. But if he can help this team in that Siriaco role, do you think Iglesias in the second half of this year might be that sort of utility guy with the team?
Well, he certainly have to show that he could do something offensively, TC, to fill that role, because you don't want to have a player coming off the bench who's not going to give you anything offensively. And until he starts to hit a Pawtucket, it's hard to really get a gauge on what Iglesias could do with the bat. Certainly defensively, he's got the athletic ability, you would think, to play any position that he wants to on the infield. He's got the quick hands. He's got the strong arm. It's just a matter of getting used to the different angles at third base and at second base. But he certainly has the instincts and the hand-eye coordination to do that. I think that's part of what they're doing in Pawtucket now, is just to get him prepared and just get the exposure to those different angles, playing in different places on the field. And if Pedro Siriaco were to get hurt tomorrow, the Red Sox really don't have anybody who could be a backup middle infielder. They'd have to work the waiver wire or make a minor trade to find somebody. So this just gives them a little bit more organizational depth should something happen, whether it's something that they want to make happen or whether it's something where they're forced into finding a player if there's an injury.
Obviously, when we were talking spring training at the beginning of the year, they thought Brock Holt would be part of that depth. He has not performed as they had hoped out of Pawtucket, has he?
No, he was a guy in spring training they thought a lot about and said that they wanted him in that Joel Hanrahan trade. He wasn't just a throw-in. He was somebody they thought had a bright future as a utility player, and he hasn't gotten off to a good start in Pawtucket either. So I think this move with Iglesias is more about organizational depth than it is them wanting to do something right away. And both John Farrell and Mike Hazen said that they view Iglesias long-term as a shortstop, that he's too good as a shortstop to make him a utility player at this point in his career, and too young, too, for that matter. But they want to try to give themselves the option just in case that it happens that they need that.
All right, Peter, good stuff. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.